Hi, class. So I wanted to take a few moments to welcome you to English 202, American Lit 2, which covers American literature after 1865 and to the present day. And also to introduce myself, I'm Mrs. Sasser, and I'll be your instructor for this semester. I want to encourage you to contact me with any questions or issues that you have that I can help you with. The easiest way to do that is via Remind. That is my preferred mode of communication because it allows us to communicate via text messaging in real time, so we can kind of have like a real conversation, as opposed to email, which is a little clunkier. And of course, you can still contact me via email. It's just a response time may be a little bit longer than it would with Remind. Also, if you need to speak with me, quote unquote, face to face, be using Microsoft Teams for that this semester. Because of the pandemic, we do not have face to face office hours. And so, in order to facilitate being able to talk with you in sort of, person to person, I'll be holding open drop in virtual office hours via Teams. And those are, again, listed on the syllabus, which is also where you can find information about how to sign up for Remind. And then also, if you cannot meet with me during the designated drop-in Teams office hours, you can always contact me and we can schedule a Teams meeting for a time that's convenient for both of us. So I want to encourage you to do that because I realize that a 100% online course can feel isolating, and I do not want that to be the case for this class. And also, I wanted to take just a few minutes to kind of talk with you about my instructional approach for this course. I love literature, and that's something that has stuck with me even through having teachers in high school who, let's put it nicely and say that they did not make literature the most interesting thing to study, right? So you may have had this experience where you might have a reading assignment for homework and you might actually enjoy it. It might be an interesting story. It might be something you can relate to. It might make you feel something. But then you get to class and sort of one of two things happens. You're either told what it means by the teacher, or even the college professors are guilty of doing this, or you're sort of forced to dissect it almost as though you're performing an autopsy on it, right? Like there's all these literary devices that you have to look for, and there's some hidden meaning deep within that text, and you have to pull that out. And even if you kind of say, well, I don't think that's what the author really meant, or maybe the author didn't mean anything at all, maybe they were just trying to tell a good story, you may be told, well, no, that there's some hidden deep secret meaning, and it's hidden in code through all these literary devices, and that's what our job is to figure it out. And I don't think that's our job at all. I think that our job as readers is to enjoy what we're reading. I think that literature is written with one purpose in mind, and that's to communicate and convey the human experience in a way that allows us to connect with the rest of humanity in a way that maybe we had never thought of before. Maybe we imagine that we're the only person who's ever felt something or experienced something, and then we read a story or a poem and we realize, oh wait, other people have had that experience or that emotion. David Foster Wallace, who will be reading this semester, said, "Fiction is one of the few experiences where loneliness can be both confronted and relieved." And I think that we can all relate to feeling lonely right now with the way things are globally, locally, the pandemic, being quarantined, even if you're not alone, even if you have family members who you're kind of, quarantining with, that can still be lonely, right? Because we're not out and about as much as we normally would be. We don't have the sort of the social connections. We can't be intimate with people the way that we could be before the pandemic. And so I think right now literature is probably even more important for us. And so that's what we're going to focus on. I'm not going to ask you to deeply analyze the things that we read this semester for hidden meanings or locate all of the literary devices that you possibly can find. I'm going to ask you to do what in literary criticism is termed reader response. Basically, tell me, how did you respond? How did it make you feel? Did you relate to it? Even if that feeling's negative, right? Like, I hated this story or I hated this poem. That's okay. All right, let's talk about that. Why? Why did you hate it? Maybe we can change your mind. I don't know. So I really want you to sort of read these texts, number one, with just the goal of enjoying them, or at least experiencing them, even if it's not something that you like. Not all literature that you read in this course is going to be something I don't even like all of the stories and poems that you were reading, right? But some of you may, right? That's one of the other awesome things about literature, is that we all don't have to like the same thing. It's okay to like different things. It's okay to be a science fiction fan. It's okay to be, a horror fan. It's okay. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, is to just read these texts as an expression of the human experience and respond to them as such. And then tell me, tell your peers, right? What was your response? And so I hope that will bring you some kind of comfort this semester in the middle of all this craziness. So that's really all I wanted to say. Again, to encourage you to contact me, reach out to me. Also, don't be intimidated by the course or the literature that we're reading. I want you to enjoy it because you've got enough stress in your life right now. And so I've tried my best to design the course in a way that hopefully will not be too daunting for you. And so I hope that you're able to stay safe and sane, and that I hope that this course might be a part of that process. So again, looking forward to a great semester with you.